Michigan, out of there.
There's
Out of there.
no,
Michigan, out of
no.
They have two losses, dude.
I
Now wait a
Yo, what is good, everybody? It is your boy Jalen, and I'm here with my fellow friend Anthony Fields. Welcome to the Legends Beyond the Final Whistle podcast, where we discuss real life situations, discuss wisdom, and the sports realm. Um, I myself, Jalen, is from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. So is Anthony Fields, but right now he is in PA right now for college. Um, Allegheny College. You are in your sophomore year.
Yes, sir. I'm in my sophomore year right now, which is crazy because I'm already halfway done through my freaking college career, which is insane, dude.
And I myself, Jalen, is at Stark State College right now. I am technically a sophomore, but I am a freshman. I did go to Malone University for a bit. Um, just sometimes in life things just don't pan out. You just got to roll with it. But I did play baseball there. It was actually pretty fun. Learned a lot of things during my time there. But yeah, I still play baseball to this day. In a Roy Hobbs league. With basically from people ages 18 and up. So yes, sometimes you do play with 30 and 40-year-old men. Yeah. But
Trust me, the guys here are old as well. I mean,
uh,
especially me, because I'm about to turn 21 soon, and
you're turning 21 and I'm turning 20 in October 28th.
yep,
That's
14 days,
yeah.
which is crazy.
But anyways, back to it. Anthony, tell us the topics that we have to discuss today.
All right, boy, Anthony. The topics we got today, we're going to discuss four uh leagues going on. Two of them are in football, one baseball, one basketball. So we're going to talk about college football, and then after that, we're going to talk about the NFL, and then MLB and NBA. The biggest topic right now is college football because crazy stuff is going on right now in college football. We're going to have a lot to talk about, like certain players, crazy upsets, and injuries that might hurt the team as well. In the NFL, we're going to talk about the biggest news, the injuries, like one of the biggest ones on Detroit Lions right now. Great scores throughout like the games of the week, and Crosby from the Raiders pushing his coach on the sideline. We're gonna talk about that. We're also talking about Joe Burrow with a crazy rushing touchdown. MLB, we are now in the playoffs, in the quarterfinals, or is it it's semis, right, or a quarter
That's it's semis, yeah.
semis? So we're talking about Dodgers versus the Mets and the Guardians versus the Yankees. And in the NBA, they're currently in the preseason right now, so we're going to talk about that, the scores for that as well. And we're talking about the biggest duo and the first ever son and father duo with Bronny and LeBron James. We're going to talk about how I met him on the basketball court as well. And also, we're going to talk about all the scores and predictions for the upcoming games this week. We have a crazy game coming up, I believe. We'll have to check that out. So, yeah, let's get started. But first, let's talk about ourselves a little bit more. So, yes, Jalen did say I'm from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, born and raised. Me and him met in basketball. My dad was the coach. We did not like each other at first.
The we
Eh,
played on opposite teams pretty much before we joined each other.
no, I'm pretty sure we joined first. I remember we joined first.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no. No, because you were on the in the little league that we were in, you were on the team with Logan Treveni. I didn't know you then.
I could have sworn we met before, but maybe it's just my crazy memory going on right now. I got hit in the head too many times.
Um,
Um,
but yeah. Um, so I played with him, played with his dad. Uh, won the championship that year, didn't we?
we did. I still have that back home,
Yeah.
that trophy.
But yeah, from that point on, our friendship escalated from there. basically stuff happens in life. You always need people there to back you up and whatnot. Um, I don't know if you want to discuss that or not, but
It
uh,
was it was major family stuff. I don't want to get into it, but along with that, thank God for helping my family out. You know, Jalen was always there for me in middle school. I was going through a rough time. Like, I don't even want to talk about it, man. It was rough, but he was there, backed me up. He is always like a brother to me, no matter what, and nothing will ever change that. And that's kind of why we're doing this podcast together. So,
appreciate that. Thank you.
yep.
Yeah, we went to Roberts Middle School actually.
Oh
Um,
man.
and then basically from that point on, us leading into high school, that's when you moved to New Philly. You didn't like it there. Uh, played basketball, played football. Um, then we had a couple times where we hooked up a couple times during our high school years and whatnot. Tried to keep in touch. COVID hit, that sucked a lot. I think you and I like saw each other at least like two times during that whole year.
I believe so, yeah. It was at least before we, because I came up there,
Right,
and that was before crap hit the fan
right,
with
and then
COVID.
and then I stayed the night down there. I remember.
Yeah.
Um, but um, like everybody goes through in life, you know, you can't go through life without having a sad story. You could be rich and you could have a sad story. You could be poor and have a sad story. It doesn't matter where you come from. Everybody has their own baggage and whatnot. And it just matters who you have around you to support you. Uh so why what made you start playing football, Anthony? Just get into that just so the people know.
Oh wow. I was 6 years old when I started football, and I'm like 20 right now. So I've been playing for 14 years, which is kind of crazy. So I didn't. My dad wanted me to play, and mom didn't want me. So dad did a little convincing, and it was my first year. I was nervous until I laid a kid out during practice, and everyone started calling me Crazy A because A was always my number through from when I first started all the way through middle school at like eighth grade. So I was like the last year I ever wore eight, and then I started wearing like 46 or 47, then 46. But yeah, I mean, my dad wanted me to play. We were big. We're a big sports family. My mom was a softball player. Dad was good at hooping on his own. That was kind of the reason why I started playing basketball too. So we were always a big sports family. Like we're a big Buckeyes football family. We always watch them every year. Whenever he gets a chance. We were always hang out with friends when I was younger. And went to a couple of spring games. I took you to a spring game too.
Yeah, yeah,
What's up? We're getting about that. That was
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of the reason why I started playing football. So why did you start playing basketball? Or basketball and baseball, really? Because you did kind of both.
Well, I started playing football I almost said football. Started playing basketball when I was probably around good like 5, 6. Then I started baseball around when I was 4.
Oh wow.
Um, I grew up, um, you know, I was inspired by my dad a lot growing up because he was a big sports guy. He played baseball, basketball, excuse me, baseball, basketball. He never played football, but mainly his brothers. So my uncles, they grew up playing all the sports basically, including football. So my dad's side of the family, they're big like football fans and whatnot. My cousins played football. Um, but my mom didn't want me to play football, neither did my dad, because I grew up having asthma and epilepsy. So it was kind of like a medical condition. So if they were afraid if I got too many concussions, I could possibly be really, you know, severely hurt or dead. But um, anyways, what drew me most towards like baseball than basketball because I quit basketball in junior year of high school because it was just a lot of politics and whatnot. And so that kind of drove me more into baseball. I always loved baseball growing up. It's just the history of the game, going to the field, having some Cracker Jacks, hot dogs, whatnot. And it's the most mental game in existence.
I'm gonna have to
Mental.
argue with you on that one.
No, hold on, just let me finish. Hold on before we even get into that. It's the most mental game, man. Like, like I'm not saying like it's like outpowering of all the other games, whatnot. But like every every sport has their own extent to like mental. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I feel like baseball is the most like mentally skilled game because it involves a lot of confidence. It involves a lot of, you know, repetition, footwork, just like everything else. And it's pretty hard to hit a damn 90-mile-an-hour fastball. I mean, it's hard. I mean, you have like a certain amount, you have point, I think. Actually, let me do my research because I don't want to give any false information.
Well, football's like that too. You don't know how long we have to watch film every day.
Hours, bro, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and that includes practice film. Because like we're coming up on our sixth game, and we have to watch like not every game, but like the games that are more like they're playing against that we're kind like our defense is a little bit.
So you have 100 to 200 milliseconds to react to a baseball. So it says here a baseball player has about 100 to 200 milliseconds to react to a baseball. The average reaction time for a Major League Baseball player is zero point 0.2 seconds.
That's insane.
That's a blink of an eye.
And on football, this is how long you could get to think like that, like that. One second or less to think on the field, so you don't make crucial errors.
But like, like everybody, every sport has like their complications to it. But for me, I chose baseball because it taught me a lot about life, taught me a lot about patience, perseverance, discipline. Because baseball is like the slowest sport of them all, you know? It's not really back and forth, back and forth. Baseball,
Yeah.
it kind of makes you think about the way of life.
Hmm.
Be patient, think of the course of time. Things will come, things will happen, they will fall in place. That's kind of like how I look at it. But everybody has their own love for the game.
Yeah, like I did play baseball like a little after I started football. I was actually pretty decent, but I just fell in love with football more. I played basketball till sophomore year in high school. I just didn't love the sport anymore, and I didn't really care much. So I just gave up. And also, I wanted to focus more on football. 'Cause I think I have a better future playing football somewhere that has a good education than basketball. That's why I think.
You and
Because
I played together until 8th grade, correct?
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah, like middle school basketball, that was like, ugh.
I mean, it was cool, but yeah.
I got to play with you, and that's all that mattered, man. But
Yeah. I had to ask you one question, you know, because I'm sure everybody would like ask this question. What would you want to be remembered for?
what would I be remembered for?
Uh,
Being a family man, because I know after college, I'm done with football. I don't think I'll be able to make it to a league somewhere. If I did, thank you, God, but I I'm 5'10". Yes, I do weigh 200 pounds right now. Like I got bigger. The college weight room hits different though. I'll tell you that. It's just I wouldn't be remembered as a family man, a person you can always trust, always be around. not being a Debbie Downer. Because like I do want after college, I do want to get married. I do want to start a family. Like just settle down for once. Because I feel like ever since like for a while, it's always go, 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 no break at all. But after college, hit the brakes, slow down, relax. My body's wearing down right now. I got that insane wear and tear going. That insane wear and tear, especially in my legs and shoulders. But yeah, that's how I want to be remembered, man. Not some a-hole thinking he's the best person ever, not be like that. I know I'm not invincible. I know I make mistakes. We're human. What you can do is learn from those mistakes and move on. I made plenty of mistakes in my life. Things I'm not proud of. Things that hurt people.
Good answer. Good answer.
What about you, good sir?
Oh, what do I want to be remembered for? I want to be remembered for somebody that left a legacy behind for his family and for generations on. I want to be somebody who impacted as many people as possible during my lifetime, not selfish. I want to be basically that guy that was known for working as I'm just gonna say it, working his ass off, until basically like his last breath in life. I want to be known as that guy that that never quit, always showed up. You know, whenever, whatever time of the day. Uh, I want people to say like at my funeral that he was the guy that always showed up, didn't complain. He was always there when you needed him, especially a shoulder to lean on, and gave the best advice possible. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, what I like to add on is my faith too, because I'm a believer.
I'm gonna quote you on that too, especially like if you have goals. Um, I can guarantee you, I'll bet basically my whole salary I make from here on out in my life is that any idea that you have or any goal that you set for yourself, you won't be able to do that. You will fail over and over and over until you put your faith in everything else that you do in life into God. Because without Him, you wouldn't be here. This realm of people and this environment wouldn't be here. And basically, I feel like your plans would just continue to fail without him by your side unless you put your faith in him. You know,
Yeah,
I feel like that's a theory of mine, and that's how I kind of believe because everything happens for a reason. There is a mystery behind it. We just don't know what for until we learned, and we were like, oh, that's why I waited so long, or that's why this happened.
yeah, because everything happens for a reason.
Right. Anyways, sum that up about us. Um, let's get into the topics now.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Off.
Boy, what a crazy week in college football. So let's talk about one of the craziest upsets, and me personally am very sad about. I think it was such bullcrap. Ohio State fell to Oregon. It was like what?
Score was let me see. It was 32-31. Um I watched a little bit of it.
I watched that whole
I
game.
I watched some highlights. Um I don't know what that little dispute was about the Oregon players spitting on, one of your teammates. That was totally unnecessary. And then bro wants to throw a fit because he got thrown out of the game and he is suspended.
They still
Now,
won the game anyways, which our defense was not there. Their
like
defense was not there.
there was no point. Like that's just unsportsmanship. Like yeah, you made a good play, this and that. Obviously there's going to be chatter, between, two teams and whatnot, especially if you guys are busting, but um I just thought that was just like disrespectful, and I would have, if I was a coach, I probably would have suspended him for a couple games too, because that was just unnecessary because the play was already over.
It was like 5 seconds
Like
over.
there there
Like,
there was no point.
yeah, so Oregon had more passing yards on us. Their DBs were not there at all. Not to call him out, but Denzel Burke. I don't know what happened to him before the game. He was not there mentally. Caleb Downs, he's always there mentally. He is literally arguably one of the best DBs in the country. He transferred from Alabama to Ohio State. Almost everyone in the defense that was a starter last year came back. This is natty or bust. So if you lose one more game, especially a Big Ten game, they are done because they have to win the Big Conference title. You have to. I'm sorry, Michigan's probably already out. They lost 2 games.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
So hold on.
Listen, okay, I'm not trying to be biased, but I am a Michigan fan. But also, I'm gonna leave my bias out of it. We don't. Michigan doesn't have a coach. Sharon Moore, he's the main guy right now. All eyes are on him. And Michigan, they lost all their players. They lost their 2 stars, JJ McCarthy, Blake Corum. And they lost basically most of their defensive line. And there's 15 players gone. Four or 5 star players gone. You
Yeah.
know, and you're basically just working with what you have. You have Alex Orji, and you really have Donovan Edwards. That's pretty much it, and a couple returning players. But Alex Orji, he's a junior. He really hasn't had much time, on the field to, experience that type of stuff. He's starting to get used to handle the pressure, escape the pocket and whatnot. He's very explosive. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but he got benched in the Washington game
Yeah.
for and that other quarterback. I'm sorry, he just did much better than Alex
Jason
Orji.
Jason Turtle,
He did way much better. I'm
he did.
sorry.
No, he did. The
And you
thing
guys got
about
Donovan Edwards too, who's not doing good right now.
he
I
had a
mean,
couple breakthroughs, but I don't know. It's just something about him right now. I don't know what's going on in his personal life where he's just, struggling with confidence.
like, look, he is on the cover of NCAA, if you can see that.
No, you can't.
He's on the cover of NCAA. You think he's going to go off this year? No, he is not. I
But
I don't like Michigan, but I was hoping he would do good because he was behind Blake Corum the whole time last year, basically. And this was his time to step out of the shadows. And
yeah, we
what's
had
happening?
Michigan had basically too many missed opportunities, too many missed throws. The one thing about Alex Orji, I'd say, is like he can throw the ball, but like he throws it like a baseball. He throws it, just like it's a bullet, man. It has no like levitation and just ease on it. It's like a straight bullet.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. I really wasn't expecting Michigan to go off this year. I'm gonna be honest. I thought we were gonna um have some bumps in the road and whatnot because we just basically lost all our stars. But it's just basically like the like Chicago in the '90s, just rebuilding. It's just from bottom to up. So we'll see. We did have a bye week. We do play. Let me see here. Pulling up the.
Here, I'll check real quick.
We play.
Illinois.
Yeah. So we
Michigan dropped 24th, which is crazy, by the way. But we'll get in that later. Um,
Yeah, but
let's get back to scores. Couple games did go into overtime. Penn State and USC. We're gonna talk about Penn State for a second. Penn State Warner named Player of the Week after 17 catch game, which apparently is a record for Penn State.
Penn State. Let me.
So, caught 17 passes, tied the Football Bowl subdivision record for receptions by a tight end.
From what I'm looking here, yeah, obviously Penn State had 400 passing yards, 28 first downs, and 118 rushing yards, even though USC had 189. And Penn State had the most turnovers.
Yeah, but Tyler Warren, not Warner, he had 224 receiving yards that game, which was
That's a dog.
were the most since Northwestern's Joe Harvey for 208 yards against Michigan in 1982. The runner-up was Oregon's quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, who threw for 341 yards that had a hand in 3 touchdowns in the Ducks' 32-31 win over Ohio State.
Well,
And he was all over the place, too. To Evan Stewart, Tez Johnson, ran for a 27-yard score. The game-winning drive, 74-yard drive to set the game-winning field goal.
right.
Which is an all-season high. Which is crazy. For total yards of offense was 373. Which is insane. An honorable mention was linebacker Whit Weeks, who had one of the top defensive performances of the season in the 29-26 overtime win over Mississippi. 18 tackles, sacked to send the game in overtime with another tackle for loss, broke up a pass in overtime, forced a fumble to set up a field goal late in the first half. That's insane. Oregon has a good team, and they deserve to be in the Big Ten. They deserve to be in the Big Ten. I don't think UCLA or USC should be in the Big Ten, or even maybe Washington.
You said you believe Oregon deserves to be in the Big Ten?
Oregon deserves to be in the Big Ten because they are another top performance team that can make the Big Ten better. Because it's always the SEC. Always the SEC every year. SEC was always the top conference every year because of Alabama. And now you got Texas. Texas with 2 good quarterbacks, Quinn Ewers and Archie Manning, which is crazy to me. Who Texas did win in their rival game. Was it the Red River rivalry?
Yeah.
Texas won 34-3 against 18th-ranked Oklahoma. So Quinn Ewers, let's check here. He had completed 20 out of 29 passes, 199 yards, 1 tutty, 1 interception, and his QB rating was 131, which is insane. Oklahoma had 18 first downs. Texas had 7. Texas had better third downs. Way more rushing yards. Passing yards was 229. Yards per game was 406. The punt average, fumbles lost. Yeah, so Oklahoma struggling in the turnover game a little bit. Even though Quinn threw 1 interception, that it didn't even hurt him. And also, did you see that Texas players took Baker Mayfield's college jersey, laid it in the middle of the field, and they stabbed it with the Texas flag?
I did not see that.
That's insane.
That happened?
That did happen. That
Wow.
did happen. I saw it. I saw on TikTok.
That's like some Ohio State, That's
Oklahoma did the same thing to Ohio State when Baker was in college, which was insane. Texas, they're going to go all the way. Texas is a crazy team because they got 2 good quarterbacks. Another game that went overtime is 23-ranked Illinois beating Purdue 50-49, which is another great Big Ten matchup. Was Florida and Tennessee went in overtime. Number 8th ranked Tennessee beat Florida 23-17. LSU beat Ole Miss in overtime, 29-26. Like good, like these games win overtime. But what's crazy to me is that Penn State barely beat a a not so good USC team.
Doesn't make any sense to me. And Purdue, not Purdue, Penn State's always been a top tier team, top 10. If
Yeah,
I'm
Penn
correct.
State's undefeated. USC was 3-2 before they went into this game, and they went to overtime because USC missed their field goal.
Uh, didn't the fact that brings to my attention the fact that Colorado and Kansas State actually had a pretty close game too, 31-28. And didn't Travis Hunter get injured? Correct.
Yes, he did. We're gonna talk about that. See if I can find it. So it was a apparent shoulder injury. We don't know the news on it yet. I didn't see the play. I did know he did get injured. It was pretty bad. He left in the second quarter of the game.
And bro was literally just the player of the game, like on
Both
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 offense
sides.
and defense.
Travis Hunter, if he doesn't win the Heisman, that's such bullcrap because the Heisman should be the best player. Travis
Overall, yeah.
Hunter is playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
That's
He's
like
got he's got
160 snaps.
he's got wonderful talent. I don't know if you saw, but I forget what game it was. They needed a touchdown in order to, I think, win the game because let me see. I don't know who they played, but I remember,
I know it was. Are you talking about the Baylor game?
yeah, he
That
made
that
that.
was the one that had to go in overtime.
Yeah, they made
And
that one-handed. He made the one-handed catch for the touchdown that he needed.
it wasn't one-handed. He slipped and got the ball as he fell.
But
But Travis Hunter got the game-winning forced fumble,
yeah,
which was insane because they got a field goal and Baylor tried running in with the quarterback sneak and Travis Hunter came in and knocked the ball out.
the thing that kind of like irks me though is like when they see, like, this kind of brings me back to the 2015, 16 Golden State Warriors. You have like a real good young team with a lot of talent, a lot of confidence, and a lot of will. Um, it's kind of like the same thing with Colorado. You have a great coach, Deion Sanders, great guy, even great coach, even a better person. Um, he gives these young men a lot of advice on life and just the game itself. And he preaches all the time. Um, and the fact that people on social media and just people in the college aspect ridicule all of the everybody on the team because they're too flashy and whatnot. I mean, yeah, it's a little much having like a Rolex on the field or Apple Watch, but like also at the same time, you know, confidence, man. You earn it along the way. If you got it, use it. And sometimes that's an advantage because if you don't have that confidence, what are you going to do with the talent that you have?
Yeah. I'm reading in more on Travis, by the way, as you were talking. It said Hunter walked off the field twice with shoulder pain and exited to the locker room before halftime. He returns to the sideline in uniform for a second half, but he didn't play the rest of the game.
From what I'm looking up on here, it says lacerated liver. I don't think that could be right.
No, because it was his shoulder. But without, and also Jimmy Horn Jr. got injured that game too. So Shador was out his two best receivers. But he still threw over 380 yards and had 3 touchdowns in that game.
The fact that you're out of your two best players in the game was still close like that.
I think Colorado would have won it because Travis Hunter is their best player.
Yeah.
He's the best player. Last time a player like him came up, like a two-way player is a Notre Dame player back in the day. Like, it's insane. But let's continue on with the news. Vanderbilt tops Kentucky for a second straight SEC win, which is Florida's. Ooh, we got news. Florida's Graham Mertz out for the season with a torn ACL. Florida's starting quarterback torn his ACL. He was the true freshman DJ Lagway is expected to take over as the Gators starting QB. Mertz is a 6-year senior. Threw 791 yards to 6 touchdowns. He has 2 interceptions in the 5 games.
Huh. Oh, pardon me 1 second. I'm gonna grab my charger real quick. Um, see.
So now let's talk about the AP polls. AP poll came out yesterday. Let's see. 40 top 11 teams were upset. Let's see. So this is the top 25, and I want you to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you agree with this.
The list.
Yes. So here we go. Texas at number 1.
Yeah.
They're killing it right now.
Yeah.
Oregon with number 2. Penn State at number 3. I don't agree with that. Yes, they are undefeated, but they barely beat a 3-2 USC team. Ohio State at number 4. I'm going to give that the thumbs up because I knew they weren't going to drop them anyways that far.
Favoritism.
What they barely lost to number 3. You shut up.
It's a joke.
Oh my gosh. Georgia at number 5. You can give it a thumbs up?
Actually, I'd flip that.
You get thumbs down.
Actually, yeah, I'd flip that. Rewind on that. I actually put Miami above Georgia and Ohio State because they're 6-0. And I'm not being that guy, but I feel like they got a lot more underway, and they're playing Louisville this coming week.
They are.
I feel like that could be another W for them.
Yeah, but is it their schedule strong? Like, do they have a good strength schedule? I don't think so.
But
yes, they are killing it. Congrats to them. This is like the best I've seen Miami in a while.
And Louisville,
we've been doing this on the sidelines of my games.
No,
we've been doing this.
They're 4-2. Louisville's 4-2, mind you.
They're playing not these so good teams. They're playing these mediocre teams. I'm sorry. You say I'm biased, but I think Ohio State deserves to be a number 4 because they barely lost to an undefeated Oregon team who was number 3. It was number 2, number 3. It was the best game of the week. It was one that was a long time coming. But Penn State, they deserve. I mean, I don't think they don't deserve to be number 3 because they barely beat USC.
Who's your guys' next? You guys play Nebraska?
Yeah, the score predictions will be at a later topic.
All right.
Alabama at number 7. They were there last week too, so I'm just gonna give them a thumbs up for them to stay there.
Yeah.
LSU jumped from 13 all the way to number 8 after an insane win.
Agree with that.
Iowa State undefeated, only at number 9.
I agree.
They should be higher. Clemson at number 10, who stayed at number 10. gonna give him a thumbs up. I don't like Clemson. I'm sorry. I don't like Clemson. Tennessee, with their loss, drop all the way down to 11.
I'll go with the thumbs up.
Notre Dame, drop from 11 to 12. I'm going to go in the middle. I'm going to go in the middle. Middle's an option too. BYU, undefeated, only at number 13. I'm gonna give that the thumbs down.
Yeah, because I mean, their schedule does look kind of tough, so I would agree with that also. Um, Texas A&M ranked at 14. I
Who
agree with
bumped
that.
up from 15.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Boise State, who has one of the best running backs in the nation, ranked at 15. Bumped up too from 17.
I agree with
I don't know about that.
bumped up from 17.
They only bumped up 2 spots.
I mean, it's better than none though.
The Boise State running back, what's his name? Jenkins or something like that?
Yeah,
He's having like over 200 yards rushing every game.
true.
The man stands back there like Michael Myers. I'm not kidding you. That dude's insane.
Oh shoot.
So Indiana, undefeated.
Indiana undefeated.
Only at
Well,
16.
only at 16.
But they were at 18.
I'd probably put them at like 15, 16.
I would too. Kansas State, with their win against Colorado, only bumped up 1 spot from 18 to 17. I'm gonna give that a thumbs down. I think they should be a little higher, in my opinion. But I don't think their schedule is strong at all.
Right.
It really depends on the strength schedule too. Like Ohio State has one of the toughest schedules, so is Michigan. Texas, but it's crazy where Michigan is. Ole Miss, with their loss, dropped all the way down from 9 to 18. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up because they got 2 losses. I think they should be down a little farther. I don't know. What do you think?
You said from
9.
you said Old Miss.
Ole Miss dropped from 9 to 18.
Uh,
They have 2 losses. Do you think they deserve to be in the top 25 still? Because all the other teams are either undefeated or they only have 1 loss.
honestly, no, I don't think they should still be in the top 25 because I agree with your point there. Um,
Because there's a new college football playoff bracket. It's 12 teams now.
right.
And I don't think if you have 2 losses, I don't think 2 losses and you barely slip in there. But if you have 3, you're out.
Yeah. But like if we just skim down to the other team, Michigan, that is 4-2 right now. And basically with the scores lately, um, I
We're
don't
not
know. I feel like we should be dead last,
we're not there yet.
25, you know.
We're not there yet. Stop going forward, man. Stop going
No,
forward.
let's just get it out the way.
Missouri 5-1, bump from 21 to 19. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
Pittsburgh 6-0, bumped up to. I think they should be at least. I'd probably say
I'd say top 15,
top 15. That's what I was about to say. Um, SMU bumped up 4 spots.
which is a big jump for them.
Exactly. Illinois only bumped up 1. I think they should be in top 20.
Army and Navy are undefeated too.
I think they should be up in the top 15.
Michigan, out of there.
They
Out of
should
there.
no.
Michigan, out of
No.
They have 2 losses, dude.
I know, I know, I know. But yeah, they should be like, yeah, like you said, 2 losses. Like you said. But I gotta stop being biased though. Yeah, I agree with that. 4-2, especially going into the 7th week, 8th week actually. Um, The scores, it's not it's not that impressive. We're only winning by like a field goal or a touchdown. And if I'm pulling up this, let me pull up the stats here from the past couple games. Um, let's see. I mean, Alex Orji, Bros averaging 148 yards. Davis Warren's averaging 444.
Okay.
And interceptions, uh, in total we have 8.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
Not good. Khalil Mullins, bro, he's averaging more yards than Donovan Edwards.
really,
He's averaging 589 yards.
that's
Donovan
crazy.
Edwards is sitting at 330, 353.
Um, yes, it's insane. But uh, let's talk about the upcoming games. So we're gonna do top 25.
Top 25, okay.
We're gonna see who's winning the game. I don't think we're gonna do that much score prediction. I think we're just gonna say who's gonna win or losing, and say by a lot or little. So, which is crazy. Friday, October 18th, we got 2 games in the top 25. We got number 2 Oregon against Purdue at 8 o'clock, and we got Oklahoma State against 13th ranked BYU at 10:15. I think Oregon's definitely gonna win against Purdue. Purdue is nah, they're not good. Oregon's gonna steamroll them by a lot of points.
Let me pull up the schedule here for games this week. College. Uh, Actually, do you have the schedule pulled up?
I do right now.
Okay, go ahead.
So, do you think Oregon is winning against Purdue
Uh, I
after their insane
I feel like
performance
it'd
against
be
Ohio
close.
State?
I feel like it'd be a close game.
Really?
Um, Me
Be-
personally, yeah, I feel like Oregon, um, they might, I'd say they win by a touchdown and a field goal.
But Purdue is 1-5.
Sometimes, man, even the underdogs, I mean, Purdue, they've always, put up a fight in, you know, craziest situations possible. I mean, even against Ohio State a couple years ago, even Penn State. Um, but I don't know. I feel like it might be a close game.
I think it's going to be a blowout. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. Next game, Oklahoma State against BYU. I think Oklahoma State is 3-3, 14th in the Big 12. But BYU is undefeated and they're number 1 in the Big 12.
I
I
would have
think
to
I
go.
think it's going to be an upset.
I would have to go. So
I'm
who you
going with
think?
Oklahoma State on this one
Oklahoma State.
because uh Oklahoma State has more passing yards, but BYU does have more rushing. BYU is putting up more points per game. I mean, I think it's still gonna be an upset. I just got that feeling.
I'm gonna have to go with the underdogs, man. BYU.
You're going with BYU.
BYU.
Oklahoma State is the underdog on this one, man. Oklahoma State is definitely the underdog. So heading on Saturday, East Carolina against 23 ranked Army. Army's gonna win that one.
Shit, East Carolina.
East Carolina Pirates.
I would have to go with Army since they're undefeated.
Yeah, we gotta like go to different leagues. We didn't even hit the NFL yet. So we're just going with win or lose. Nebraska, Indiana. Indiana's gonna win.
Yeah.
Virginia and Clemson. I think Virginia's gonna get an
Virginia.
upset. Virginia's
Virginia.
gonna get an upset. Auburn and Missouri. What do you think?
Uh, I'd probably go with Missouri, in my opinion. Um, they
Miami and Louisville, like you said.
Miami.
You're on Miami. Michigan, Illinois. I'm taking Illinois on this one. I'm sorry. Wait, actually,
I
I take
don't
that
know.
back. I'm going with Michigan.
I don't know, man, because Illinois they're 5-1, even though we're 4-2. I just feel like Illinois. I'm gonna have to go with Michigan.
I'm going. I'm sorry. I've got to go. I'm going with Michigan. I'm sorry, Buckeyes fans out there. I have to go with Michigan on this one. And if you know, you know. Charlotte against 25 ranked Navy. I'm going with Navy on this one.
I'm going with Navy because they're undefeated.
Notre Dame at Georgia Tech. I'm going with Georgia Tech for an upset.
I'm going with Notre Dame, man.
Okay. Alabama versus Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I'm going with Alabama. I think Alabama's on a road for a comeback.
What? Even with the huge upset a couple weeks ago?
I think Alabama's going to get their crap together and pull this win off.
Nick Saban's getting pissed.
He is. Texas A&M again at Mississippi State. I'm going with Texas A&M.
Oh, shoot. It's another important game.
Yeah, but we got the biggest game of the week coming up too. I'll tell you in a second. What do you think?
What am I thinking?
Texas A&M or Mississippi State?
I'd probably go with Mississippi State.
LSU at Arkansas. I don't know. I think LSU is going to win this.
I'd go with you. I agree with you.
The biggest game of the week. Georgia at Texas.
Georgia at Texas.
I don't know who to go for, dude. It's a
I'm going with Georgia. I'm going with Georgia.
I'm
Georgia.
I'm gonna go with Georgia. UCF at Iowa State. UCF, I think they're gonna get an upset. I'm going UCF on this one.
And
You go
Maryland's what? What's their record?
UCF.
No, Maryland. What are they? They're
I
3-3 overall.
mhm.
And then UCF is
They're also 3-3.
I'm gonna clash with you on this one. I'll go with Maryland.
I said Iowa State against UCF.
Oh, you said Iowa State? Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, we'll go.
Next, what are you going for?
I'll just agree with you on that one. My fault, because I'm trying to read so many schedules at once. What about Iowa and Michigan State?
Where's that game?
Uh,
You're looking on week 9. I don't see it.
what? Oh shoot, you're right. My bad. My bad. My bad.
This guy.
Jesus.
Hey.
Oh no, I was just saying Jesus. Jesus, he's helping me out.
Hmm. Texas State at West Virginia. West Virginia upset at Texas State. Texas State, they're gonna lose it
Man, so many like
because I got the schedule right in front of me. So what do
I'm
you
just
got?
up the records. So you
What do
said
you
Texas and who?
Texas State and West Virginia.
I'll go West Virginia.
Sweet. SMU at Stanford. I'm going with SMU.
Yeah, I'm going with SMU also.
Okay, that does it for college football. Next, so now we're going to talk about NFL scores. So the biggest ones were uh Colts beat Titans 20-17. Uh Cleveland barely losing to Philadelphia Eagles. What do you think about that?
I knew it was going to be a close game, but some people didn't think we were going to be able to pull it out with the way we've been playing, which I agree, but I was kind of surprised.
Yeah. Uh as we said before, Lions destroyed Cowboys. Sorry to my buddies in college that are Cowboys fans. Also my buddy Cherko, who I play football with. Tampa Bay beat Saints 51-27. So we're gonna talk about Crosby from the Raiders pushing his coach. What do you think about that?
I didn't know anything about that. What escalated to that?
So we're gonna go. Las Vegas Raiders edge rusher Max Crosby insists there's no bad blood between him and the linebackers coach. But Crosby was seen pushing it. The Cad Caldwell, who was the linebackers coach, against the loss in Pittsburgh's. But he said, but apparently there's no bad blood. Mike Caldwell is a great dude. We have a great relationship, and we do it all the time. People look at it, oh, they're losing, and then Max pushes them. That's how we play football. We're grown men. We're alpha males. We don't greet each other the same, which, which is crazy. Um, Crosby's a great player, and for him saying like there's no bad blood, they're just hyping each other up. So now we know the story behind that. We'll go. So next, we're gonna talk about Burrow's 27 or 47-yard rushing touchdown, which I haven't. It's his career-long rushing touchdown. He said we really needed it. Bengals are now 2-4. Scratching and clawing, but that's crazy. I didn't think he can run. I never thought he was a running quarterback.
He's got something in his bag.
He does. So now we're gonna look at week 7. We're gonna start off tonight's game, the Jets versus the Bills. I think Bills are just gonna win this game.
Um, I agree with you.
I think so too. Then Thursday night football, Broncos are taking on the Saints. I'm going with my buddy Turk. I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one.
I go with Broncos.
You go with the Broncos. The London game between the Patriots and the Jaguars. I think Patriots are gonna run away with this one in London.
I agree with you.
We got Cleveland and Cincinnati. I think Cleveland's gonna. I'm going with Cleveland.
I gotta go with my hometown, man.
Going with Cleveland. Detroit versus the Vikings. I'm going with Detroit.
I love the Lions. I'm going with Detroit.
And now this is what I'm most excited for. The Chiefs against 49ers, the rematch since last year's Super Bowl. I'm going with my boys, the Chiefs. Red Kingdom, baby.
We'll have to go with the 49ers, dog. I think it might be a close game.
I think it will be too. But I think since Kansas City is running away with it, not just because they're my favorite team, I just think they are.
I think it go either into. I think it's gonna go into overtime.
Probably, yeah. And then we got 2 Monday night football games. We got the Baltimore Ravens at Tampa Bay. And then we got LA Chargers at Arizona. I think Baltimore's going to beat Tampa Bay. And I think the Chargers are running away with the game against Arizona because Marvin Harrison Jr., I think he's out.
Yeah,
He's got a concussion, I think, right?
yeah.
So what do you think? Who do you think is going to win those 2 games for Monday Night Football?
I have to go with your lead on what you said.
Going with Baltimore and LA?
Yeah.
All right, we're done with football. Now we're going to talk about Jalen's expertise, especially
MLB.
especially MLB.
Um, so what a series it has been for baseball fans. Um, let's just say that we got the Guardians going up the Yankees, and we got the Mets going up the Dodgers. Now, the Guardians, they had a great season for a well put together group, young core group. Um, the Yankees, obviously, they had some changes, Jazz Chisholm coming to the team, whatnot, Juan Soto being new, and Philadelphia, not Philadelphia, the Mets, uh,
So about the Mets, baby.
the Mets, getting their stuff together, and the Dodgers, a great team. My personal favorite, but I also like the Guardians also. Hate the Yankees. Damn those Yankees.
Why
But
do you don't like the Yankees?
they just everybody's intimidated by them, man. Like everybody. It's just something about the Yankees. And then they always gotta get like they're like the Warriors in baseball. They gotta get all the superstars, you know?
Okay, because I don't
But
watch MLB. You do, so that's why I'm letting you talk.
but I feel like the game is on tonight, which today is Monday. It starts at 7:30.
Both games are tonight.
Yeah. Actually, the Mets and Dodgers are playing at 4, so that's in an hour. And my score predictions for game one for the Dodgers and Mets, I'm gonna say Mets 3-2.
Really,
3-2.
Dodgers are leading the series 1-0.
I know. But I mean Philadelphia, when the Mets were playing Philadelphia, I mean, I thought Philly was gonna, wipe the floor with the Mets, but that didn't, turn out to be. The Dodgers, they have a good pitching staff. They have Shohei Ohtani and whatnot.
Who my dad loves, by the way.
But I'll tell you what, man, I think it might be a brawl tonight. Uh, Guardians and the Yankees. I'm gonna be the bias. I'd say 5-3.
Really, 2 runs up.
5-3.
So who do you, without being biased, looking at the stats and how they win and stuff, who you think is going to the World Series?
Um,
But from what you told me, I think it's gonna be the Guardians and Dodgers.
I think I agree with the Dodgers. It depends how the Guardians go up against the Yankees and what their game plan is. Um, the Yankees, they always just pull something out of their a-hole. It's kind of insane. Uh, but honestly, I'm going with the young core group, Guardians, because they got a lot of potential talent. They beat Detroit, which is a big improvement because the fact that Detroit was actually good this year, and even the Mets is really scary because that hasn't happened in a while. Um, but I'd have to go with the Guardians and the Dodgers probably going to the World Series.
All right. Next we're gonna talk about the NBA. So NBA is in their preseason right now. Some teams. Who do you think is gonna go all the way from what you've seen so far?
From what I've seen so far, um, honestly, I haven't been keeping much tabs on the NBA. I'm gonna be honest. But if I had to basically assume from like past. experience, I would probably have to say, from what I'm looking here, I feel like Minnesota.
Really?
Minnesota, yeah, Anthony Edwards, especially with the trade that happened recently with Karl Anthony Towns going to New York and Minnesota getting Julius Randle and all that, all the guys there. So I have a feeling it'd be Minnesota because they weren't that too far last year. Um, if I remember correctly, who did they lose to? They lost in the Western Conference Finals. They lost to Dallas. So,
Mm, that's true.
uh,
That's true.
so I'd probably say Minnesota, and then if I had to choose another team, I'd probably. This is tough. This is tough. I'm gonna go with the Cavs.
Re- really?
I'm gonna go with the Cavs. I'm gonna go with the Cavs. Um, they lost to. Let me see.
They did. Oh, who was it?
To
Because I'm
Marcus.
a Cavs fan too. Because for my birthday last year, we went to a Cavs game.
They lost to Minnesota, right?
I think so. Cleveland
Mm,
Cavaliers. They lost to the Pacers. Um, 129, 117. Last week. But they're playing Wednesday against the Clipper or the Pistons at 7 o'clock.
let me see here. Let me look the stats here. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Minnesota, and I'm gonna go with either the Cavs or the Pacers for the Eastern Conference, and then the Western Conference. I'm gonna go all the way Minnesota.
Okay. I agree with you on that one. Now we're going to talk about the biggest thing right now in the NBA. Bronny and LeBron, the first ever father-son duo of the NBA. Now I checked. I'm looking at Bronny's stats right now. He
Hazel,
he played 3 games, averaged 12 minutes. Field goal percentage is hold on totals. He only had 2 points from 3 games. Field goal miss at attended out of 11, which is awful. But he has defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds, 1 assist, 3 blocks. So he's good on the defense from what I'm seeing.
I feel like Ronnie. I mean, he had a heart attack in college. I get that,
He had a
but
cardiac arrest, which is crazy too. Yeah.
yeah, he wasn't even a starter in college. He played a couple games in college and he was on the bench. He wasn't even a starter. So I just don't understand like how you can go to college and play a few games and then just jump to the NBA. The NBA isn't going anywhere. That's another thing. It's like, yes, this is the first time like in history for a father and son duo, I believe.
It is.
And obviously fans want to see that. It's more of like a in my opinion, a money thing and a hype thing to get people's attention than anything and just make a history type of thing. Um, I feel like Bronny James is a little overhyped in my opinion because he hasn't proved anything to me. Um, I don't know. The only reason why he had the chance to go to the NBA was because of his father.
Oh, it was 100% because of him. And I played against Bronny too. Like my travel team did.
I did not know that.
It was in Pittsburgh. LeBron was there, and he tore us up bad. And we were called the Ohio Lakers.
Oh God.
We were called the Ohio Lakers, and I had LeBron's number. I wore like the headband and stuff. Like I was going full LeBron drip, and it it's crazy because me and him are the same age. Me and him, like he would be a sophomore by now.
Right.
He was only a freshman, and the fact that he's like, I'm declaring for the NBA, like, bro, like what?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, he's 6'2", he's 210. I
That
mean,
that doesn't matter though.
no,
Why
I'm just saying, like, he was a second round pick, 52nd. He was the 55th pick in the second round,
he was.
and I don't know, man. It's just, it's more. It's not so much like it used to be, like in the '90s and early 2000s, competitive and about who has the most championships and whatnot. It's just about endorsements and just like what brings the fans into the game. It's more money than anything now.
You're correct, unfortunately, and this is why I don't watch the pros anymore as much.
It's not competitive. Mm-mm. I
I
mean, the
watch
only times that I watch it is like the playoffs. That's pretty much it. But like even the playoffs and the finals is rigged, in my opinion.
who
In
won
my
it
opinion.
last year?
Huh?
Who won it last year?
I think it was the Celtics.
Was it the Celtics?
It was the Celtics, I believe.
Okay.
Let me see. I think it was. Let me pull it up here. The
It
championship.
was the Celtics,
Okay. Then the year before that was Denver.
which blew my mind.
They,
Like Denver?
yeah,
Like, come on.
I don't know. I think it's just rigged, man. In my opinion.
Uh, well, well, that's it for today's podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. We had a blast doing this for our very first podcast. I appreciate I always appreciate Jalen for always joining me. Sorry. We're gonna be doing this weekly. It's gonna go on my channel and his channel, and I'll leave a description, like the link down in the description below for both our channels. You guys want to check that out because he's doing baseball stuff. I'm doing my football stuff, as y'all know. Give him some love, man. He deserves all the love. He's a good baseball player.
Try to
Uh,
be.
he is. Um, better than what I've seen before. Uh,
Any
yeah.
wisdom? Any wisdom?
Never stop achieving. No matter how many achievements you have, no matter how many goals you've accomplished, there's always more to come. No matter what. That's my daily motto. Never stop achieving. That's all I got.
Um, I, I'll take that and sleep on that tonight. I'll reflect on that, especially myself. Um, Good quote on to end that out.
Like I came up with it myself. Like
That's pretty good. But
anything from you, Mr. Davis.
uh, be quiet, watch, and listen. Uh, these three words mean to me. They're actually my father's words. So props to him. I actually made it into my slogan slash logo design. The words mean basically sit back, observe everything around you, listen. Um, Actions speak louder than words. So basically, all the hard work that you do in the dark when nobody's watching will pay off. You don't need to basically be like, "Oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that." You don't want to be that guy. Nobody likes that guy.
No, nobody does.
It's better when you work in silence and when the time is right, your confidence and all that discipline and hard work will pay off when the light shines on you, when it's most important. So that's always I've been basically going by that motto for a couple of years now. I'd probably say a good two years. So that's what keeps me going. So,
Yes,
but
sir. Good motivation daily for you, man. Everyone needs their own daily motivation.
exactly. But anyways, guys, that'll do it for this week. That will basically sum up everything. Next week we're gonna figure out what else is up to in store for us, collect more data for you guys, and we'll get more entertaining as we go. Trust me, I know if it seems a little bit boring, but we'll get used to it, express ourselves a little bit. It's just a new experiment. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.